now consequently to Pachola. I'm going to someone that the two. 3. Egapeve. Europe Treaty. Came to them one chalacho. Tension puts up some condensed some lada. Shadow. Shasala. Swiss the Liechtenstein Perimima Tizuki, Soto Social Tibe. Chimi number. Chisu number. Chapsi Zensur. Push up to Juanjala Cho. Europe Shuni Tunzo. It's also Tashish is a sala. Tamashin the Subetunda Sobeki. Puts up Fanny Moral. Sus Yugur. Sobeki puts up Mr. Sheriff. And Tamashin give me my sense in Nange Yola. Yes, Susan a book of Mr. Becky Subshute. Some did on Kungam Sang Shui. Thomas, the Sis, the Liechtenstein Perimima Jigsu, the Social Social Tibet, Timmy number 3, Danyam J, the Sohan, the Dune, the Mugan number Tella. Nin Taban, the Twitch Chase Shui. Then I'll be me. So, Yami. Marshall Walla went up the Chinang at the nation bread. Maranso de Ravan Lumbala, Chinang the Wanda Kai maybe taller, 3 Daniam Day gives on the Sohanga Dundu. Morgada, should the Gabella, Ravan Shasa Yore, this was a 3 day, Peripinda Yola, Susuki. Mirida, Gagab Kitche to Tuzukian Patella, Yaning Company Tuchi Shui, Chidani, Maranza Peggy, Tenda, the Masi Pato, Teacher Legupia, the Maranza Lengeta, Ketchimba, the Sami Kent Kenshibaре, 3 the Ganyam J gives on Tugan, into Yinsa, Tana Shin, the Chage Guni, Yangsen Jogi Yavata, and Maranza. Should it be getting me more solid and yet they take a shit in my ancient on shoes of shoes tree. First of all, thanks to the Tibetan community of Switzerland and Liechtenstein for organizing today's protest, a protest to call for a diplomatic boycott of Olympic in China, and a protest to call on a human rights Council to raise the issue of Tibet, Uyghur, Southern Mongolian, Hong Konger, Taiwanese, and Chinese democracy. Today, again we are gathered here to protest in front of the United Nations because we are free, whereas our brothers and sisters inside Tibet have no freedom to assemble like we do here today. They live under the constant fear and threat. The Beijing 2022 Winter Olympic is set to be happened amidst one of the world's worst crackdown against freedom, democracy, and human rights. The Tibetan Women Association was originally founded on 12 March 1959 in Tibet, a day after the 10th March uprising in Tibet against the illegal invasion and occupation of Tibet by the Communist Party of China. In 1984, with the blessing of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the Tibetan Women Association was officially reinstalled with the 12 branches throughout India and later outside India, including Switzerland in 1988. The main objectives of the Tibetan Women Organization or Association is to raise the public awareness of the abuses faced by the Tibetan women and girls in Chinese-occupied Tibet. Apart that, we contribute to preserve and promote our distinct culture, social welfare, and the empowerment of women living in exile. Our members include women from all walks of life and from all the 3 provinces of Tibet. Immediately after the illegal occupation of Tibet by the CCP, Tibetan women in Tibet have faced forced abortion and compulsory sterilization, thereby suppressing their rights to reproduction till mid-1990s. Later, the brutal policy continued by imposing hefty sums as a fines. Instead, we have recorded statements of former political female prisoners being systematically raped by the Chinese prisons officers, and even the nuns are not spared. Tibetan girls are often coerced to marry Han Chinese. With awarding of the International Olympic Games in 2008 to China, due to the CCP Iron Fist rules and brutal crackdowns, many young girls and women self-immolated inside occupied Tibet, which includes students, lay women, nuns as young as 16 years old. Such extreme of the protest of giving up their lives shows the severity and brutality of the situation of Tibetans living inside Tibet. Yet, the awarding of Olympic 2022 to CCP by the International Olympic Committee means that the right of the women in Tibet, whatever little remains, if remained any, will be taken away completely. Just last month, Chinese government policies are forcing 3 out of 4 Tibetan students into a vast network of colonial boarding schools, separating 80% of the Tibetan children as young as 4 years Tibetan children from their parents and families and communities. The schools are cornerstone of the Xi Jinping campaign to eliminate the Tibetan identity and supplant it with the Chinese nationalist identity in order to neutralize any resistance to Chinese Communist Party rule. The International Olympic Committee has failed to uphold Olympic values so far, but still have time to reverse past mistakes. Hosting the games in a country committing genocide, ethnic cleansing, and occupation is a key to endorsing these crimes. Government and international community must boycott the Beijing of 2022 Games and take a stand to uphold the values of democracy, freedom, and human rights. Until the Chinese Communist Party respects rule of law, respect human rights in Tibet, I, on behalf of Tibetan Women Organization in Switzerland, urge all European diplomats, especially Swiss diplomats, to boycott Beijing Olympic inauguration of 2022 so that you will not be held accomplice to CCP rising violation of human rights in Tibetan people, Uyghur, Southern Mongolia, and Hong Kongers. Today, I, on behalf of Tibetan Women Organization in Switzerland, thanks to all our brothers and sisters for joining on this protest for the cause of our country and ethnic. Special thanks to all the supporters for joining here and always supporting us for the cause of Tibet. To conclude, I would pray for the long life to His Holiness the Dalai Lama and may justice prevail to the Tibetan struggle. Tamate Pemilana may be uchi chino consequent shokuse yuring tembata 培给点的牛的设备给面对学医，培给喽，培给喽，培给喽，培给喽，培给喽，是呢。